What's up, YouTube? It's time to lock in, and today we have a very interesting topic to talk about. We're going to be doing a little bit of theory crafting and speculating what champions we might be seeing in the Necropolis. So next week on November 15th, we got the next piece of Everest content dropping. So it's got my mind flowing, and it's got me thinking about what champions we might be seeing. So for me, this is going to be easier to think about than the attackers, because we don't know who's going to be good for attack, but defense, I think we got a better idea of who's the annoying defenders we might see. Now, we know the Kabam is going to have to throw us a couple of layup fights, a couple of easy defenders to fight in between the tougher fights, just so we don't get super burnt out while doing it. So that means I'm only going to be speculating the super tough fights that we're going to be seeing. So no OG Cap, no OG Captain Marvel. This is only going to be the truly hard fights. Another ground rule we got to set is I'm not going to be naming any repeat defenders, because Kabam has never used repeat defenders from Labyrinth to Abyss and even going back to Realm. However, we have seen a little bit of screenshots and stuff that lets us see that they are using Bishop again. So that means we might be seeing more repeat defenders this time than I'm initially thinking. Another ground rule I want to set is no champion released after February this year will be included in this. So good for you, good for us that we will not be seeing Photon. This is because if we look back at Abyss, the newest champion that was in there was Captain Marvel movie, who was released of March of 2019, and Abyss was released 9 months later. So I hope that makes sense. So we will not be doing any champions after February of this year. So let's go ahead and get into the champions that we hopefully will not see, but most likely will see. Also, this list isn't in any particular order, so let's go ahead and get into it. First up, I'm thinking AntMan is going to be in there. AntMan just makes the cut by 1 month. So the reason why I'm thinking AntMan is because AntMan can be an annoying defender, but once you really know how to fight him, he's not really that annoying if you know what you're doing. However, in conjunction with a couple of power gain nodes, he could be pretty deadly. Also, we don't know what type of nodes we're going to see in the Abyss either. Not the Abyss, the Necropolis. I can't get with this name, but yeah, if you throw a couple of power gain nodes on him and you can't really shut off his forms, and he starts refining either his magma form or his Uru form, you could really get in trouble. Especially his magma form, because in his magma form, if he refines that, you're going to be taking damage every time you touch him. And also, you're going to be taking a lot of damage through the block, because I believe he can crit through block if his form is refined. So the fight can really get out of control fast if you don't control his forms and don't control his power. And also, he might require a counter, because AntMan heals quite a bit, and with a Necropolis size health pool, I'm pretty sure that region is going to be outrageous. So also, this fight has potential to be a layup, because if you can just heal reverse his healing, so maybe you do want him refining his forms. But I could see that fight being quite similar to the Darkhawk fight in the Abyss, where yeah, you can reverse his healing and do a lot of damage, but it takes a lot of skill and a lot of time in order to do it. So yeah, AntMan, I think we could definitely see him. The Necropolis. Next up, I'm thinking Future AntMan. Future AntMan just makes this list because he came out in February of this year. But the reason why I'm picking him is because after his rework, or his buff, you can call it, on defense, he is absolutely annoying to fight, and he will make you glance all day if you don't bring a counter. So I think he's going to force you, if he ends up being in the Necropolis, he's going to force you to bring a champion with Pierce, because other than that, you won't be able to do damage to him. Well, you will, but you're not going to have a good time. Could you imagine trying to take down a 7 million health pool with you glancing all the time? I no thank you, bro. So I definitely think he can be in there, and that's not even mentioning the nodes they can throw on top of him to make him even more annoying. I'm getting hot just thinking about it, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the next champ. Next up, we got Sasquatch. So we did not get Sasquatch in the Abyss, thank God, but it's time to pay the piper. They gonna get Kabam gonna get their get back one way, and it's about time we fight Sassy in some long form content. The reason why I say this is because he's going to have the biggest health pool in the Abyss. I mean, not the Abyss, the Necropolis. It's going to take me some time to get used to that name, but he's going to definitely have the most health. I'm thinking like a 10 million health pool based on the health pools we've seen from Diablo. I'm thinking like a 10 million health pool, and he's going to be absolutely annoying dealing with his damage reduction and also his healing towards the end of the fight. So it's going to be like, if you don't bring a counter that can deal with healing, or somebody who can can place debuffs. We're going to get roadblocks similar to the fight that they have in Grandmaster's Gauntlet. So yeah, I definitely think it's time that we see the big sassy boy in some long form content. So going from one chunky boy to another, the next champion we're going to talk about is Rentra. So since we just listed the champion with the biggest health pool in the game, why not just list the champion with the second biggest health pool in the game? So Rentra is a very annoying defender to fight because you have to watch for his mystical charges that he gains so freaking often, and you have to knock him down to get rid of him. And the thing about that is, for a lot of champions, knocking down and weaving in heavy attacks messes with a lot of champions' rotations. So it can be really annoying to fight Rentra. And on top of that, it's a long fight. So I just know Kabam has been itching to give us a Rentra to fight. So I definitely think Rentra's going to be in there. So moving on to the next champion, I got Domino. And Domino, we've evaded Domino for long enough. It's time for us to get a Domino. Now, Domino needs no explanation why she's annoying. If you've been playing this game for more than 2 days, you already know Domino is the most annoying champion to fight in the game. She just has something we like to call fun and interactive damage. And you know what type of damage this is? This is fuck you damage, because that just means, hey man, you just taking damage just because. Thank you for playing our game. But just to be serious though, I think the reason why we'll see her is when Abyss came out, there were no super solid counters to Domino. Like Mysterio wasn't even out. Yeah, you had tech champions and you wouldn't go unlucky during a fight, but you would still crit fail. So there were really no like super solid Domino counters. Now today you got Mysterios, you got Shuris, you got Howard the Ducks. Like you got plenty of champions that you can use to fight Domino. But I definitely think we're going to see her because she's the best defender in the game on average. So I'm going to go ahead and put her on the list. Next up, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite dinosaur, and that is Sauron. So let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room, and that's Nimrod. Yes, Nimrod will destroy Sauron. However, I think it might not be worth bringing in Nimrod just for one fight, because I think this is going to be very roster dependent for you to be able to do this, and you may not be able to spare a spot for Nimrod. However, even if you do, Sauron has a very hard special one to dex. It's not super hard, but you can slip up, and if you gotta fight a 7 million, 8 million health pool, you're bound to slip up at least once, as long as your name is not like Bureau Man or Fintech or MSD. But the rest of us peons, the rest of us normal players, I know I'm gonna slip up a couple of times on that special one against Sauron. So yeah, I think he definitely has some potential to be in there, and his healing is also ridiculous. He may not have his healing that tweaked out because his regen rate can't be modified, so maybe you might have to bring a heal block champion to take him down. We don't know. So yeah, Sauron definitely has the potential to be in the Abyss. I mean in the Necropolis. I don't know why I have the Abyss on my mind. But next up, we're going to be talking about Null. So the reason why I think Null is going to be in there is because if he throws that special one and activates his corruption, you can have a really bad time. You're probably going to die if he touches you. And another reason why I think he's going to be in there, because I think they need a cosmic character in there that can't be completely steamrolled by mystic champions. Null is a very unique cosmic champion to where he doesn't gain a lot of buffs. He only gains 2 buffs, and ideally when you're fighting Null, you don't want those buffs to be activated. So I think he's definitely a good pick to be in the Abyss, and especially when you're going to be trying to be avoiding special ones for, again, a 7 million, 8 million health pool. It's going to be tricky. So I think Null has a lot of potential to be in the Necropolis. Also, I do think there's potential for them to put a node there that has the corruption automatically come around on a timer, kind of like encroach and stun, but like for Null's corruption. So I do think that would be mad annoying, and it's something Kabam would do. So Kabam, please don't take my ideas, but yeah, I do think Null has a lot of potential to be annoying in the Necropolis. Alright, we have 3 more champions to talk about, and the next one I'm going to talk about is Quicksilver. And for obvious reasons, Quicksilver is very annoying. You got to watch this timer when you parry, so you can't punish your parries like you want to. And I think in the Necropolis there's a good chance we might see a limber type node like we saw in Abyss and Necropolis. Not Necropolis, that hasn't even come out yet. I mean Labyrinth. So I do think Quicksilver will be mad annoying. It's going to be hard to get your intercepts in. It's going to be hard to get your parries in. And also his animations are very annoying, and I feel like in a longer fight it's going to really annoy me having to fight him. And another thing I could see them doing is automatically putting his whiplashes on you, and if you don't know, those whiplashes do hella damage when they detonate. So I could see them putting them on you if you do a certain action. Maybe if you do the same action in a row, oh my God. Kabam could get really nasty with it if they want to with Quicksilver. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him on the list because he's just a nasty defender, and Kabam does nasty things. Kind of like my high school girlfriend. What? I was in high school too. All right, I'm back. So next up, we're going to talk about Nova, and Nova is a very annoying. He's a very low key annoying champion because his first medium can't be parried, so you're going to have to get your re-parries down. But if you're stepping in the Necropolis, I'm going to assume you got some re-parrying skills. But also, I can see them throwing a lot of no's on him that will make him annoying, and he could be doom cycled. But this is a little spoiler. I'm going to be dropping an attack video. And I don't think Doom is going to be good for this one like he was for Abyss. But yeah, back to Nova. Nova Special 1 is also one that I get tripped up on a lot. I know I'm not the only one because it's just hard to get the timing sometimes, especially in a longer fight. I already know I'm going to slip up at least once or 15 times. So I could definitely see Nova being in there. And really, this is just a personal pick. I'm really projecting on you guys because I really do not like fighting Nova. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be in there. So yeah, Nova. And on to the last champion on the list. The last champion we have here is America Chavez. She is the 4th Mystic champion that I'm going to put on the list. And the reason why you see mostly Mystics here is because Mystic is the most annoying class in the game. It's no secret. And America Chavez is super annoying. You got to let her finish her heavy out because if the other 2 zones are absolutely ridiculous to deal with. So you got to deal with that negative zone, the purple one, whatever it's called. And that one just makes her get specials back so fast. And the problem with this is you do not want America to throw a special 2 because she will throw that and you will die because it will be unblockable. And unless you're a god, I don't know if you can really dex her special 2. And another big problem with this is she likes to throw her heavy into the fucking wind. Like, you could be holding your block for a 10th of a second and she's going to throw her heavy. Or you don't even got to be holding heavy. You could just be standing there and she's going to throw her heavy because her AI is wired to do that. So just going off her base kit alone, I'm just thinking she's going to be annoying to fight in the Necropolis. So, yeah, that was my list of 10 defenders I think I might see in Necropolis. This was fun to think about. Definitely a lot of champions I left off the list. Make sure you guys leave down who are the defenders you think we will see in Necropolis. I definitely want to hear what you guys got to say. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more MCLC content. Peace.